However, I might need to disappear shortly. Hang on. I'm hoping I don't. I'm missing a crucial paint. Let me see if I've got it up here. No, it doesn't look like I do. So, talk amongst yourselves. I will be back very shortly. Well, I still can't find it, so we're going to have to do without it. But I was after some sepia paint, like a sepia wash. So never mind. But hello everyone. Sorry about that. 9-4. There we are. How is everyone this lovely evening? I'm just getting up the stream on my laptop so I can see the comments. And a barky doggo. So today we are continuing with the Italian project, but these Italians are slightly different to the ones we were doing last week. These are much older Italians. We are looking at some Romanids this week because I have an event coming up and I'm using the Romans for it, and I am very behind in painting. So I want to use this opportunity to get a few more of them done. So we come off this, come off this, come off the Mongolian midget action. Doesn't really work without the Mongolian camel. I missed out the camel part of that one. So here we are. Right, there we go. Right, yeah. So today I'm going to look at some Romans, but it's I am going to link them to Napoleonics because it's going to be doing this horse needs finishing. Now a horse is a horse is a horse, and I've got these guys that need finishing. The dromedary, I need to do some wash on the camels, and then we'll take it from there. Now, as I say, I was hoping to use a sepia wash. I can't find it, so I'm going to have to mix up a wash, which is going to consist of some Agrax Earthshade and some Agrax Earthshade and some, not Xandri Dust, Steel Legion Drab. That's what I'm after. No, it will be Xandri Dust. So there you go. So hello Clive. Well, it's all right, mate. Thank you for joining. Hello Paul. Hello Gruesome Dread. Hello Devil Ducky. Ducky Eye. So what happened, Gruesome Dread? Why was your weekend so good? Is it something that we can have on a family channel, or is it something that you can tell me later? Now, I did say I was going to show my Polish Karazias to someone in the Discord today, but I don't know where they are, so I'm going to have to find them at a later date, I'm afraid. Now, one of the problems I've got, now this is a problem with contrast paints I find, is that they're quite pale. So weirdly, although you've got like red, steel, brown, white, bone, flesh, they all kind of blend into one from a distance. So that's why I'm going to use the sepia. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to put a bit of definition on the horse, and I'll do the mane and the tail. So I played a game against you down to 2 friends and 1 off. Fantastic, well done. So that's it, Richie. These are the secret troops that I'm bringing in. So there's only 4 of them, but I only need 4 of them. I just thought they were a cool unit, to be honest. So I'm going to use Gorgrunter fur. I'm using on here. Now I find with a light horse like this bay, the Gorgrunter is quite a nice contrast with it. It's quite nice and dark, and it's also, I really like the Gorgrunter in general. Actually, it's probably one of my favourite contrast paints, if I'm honest. So I'm going to use it here. There's a little bit of mane has gone over onto the other side. So what was it you were playing, Gruesome? What were the forces, and how did you lead your troops to victory? Now that's a bit much, that one there. Let's suck that paint back up. Doing like a kiss curl that comes down. There we are. There's a bit of a stain there, but that's not too much of a problem because we're going to be going it over with the wash in a second anyway. So that'll hopefully cover that. It might just stain it a little bit darker. That's okay. So this is going to be my command base. This is going to be the this is the Eagle Bearer. So this is going to be the command for the whole Legion. And then each cohort has its own little command group on the base as well. So they're usually holding like the Iron Hand of Mars and the thing with all the medals on and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going for. I also want to try and highlight this guy as well. I feel that he's a little bit dull, so I'm going to try and pick out these armor plates with some silver as well, just to make him pop a little bit. So I think already his hair matches the horses. I think the horse has got a bit more definition already, and I'm going to do it on the gizzards of the camels as well. So they've got like a bit of hair that hangs down from here. Now, to be honest, it was difficult to tell from the cast what was hair and what was flash. It wasn't a particularly well cast set of models, I have to say, but I think we've left enough on for it to take some paint. So there we are. And see how the heavily armored cataphracts like some smelly camels. Not very much, I don't think. To be honest, I think that's a bit of a myth, actually, the whole sort of horses not liking camels thing. Do I prefer my camels 1 hump or 2? Well, I am a 1 hump camel kind of guy. I do like my dromedary camels, but that said, I follow a woman on Instagram. She's a so they have like the Nomad Games. It's kind of like the Olympics, but for nomads. And she does like archery and hawking, and she's got an absolutely gorgeous looking Bactrian camel. It's got, oh yeah, they're really, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like when people show like, when people show sheep and they like shampoo them and all that kind of stuff. Someone's obviously spent a lot of time looking after this Bactrian camel, and he is rather spectacular, I have to say. I'll do the end of the tail as well, so we get these. I remember reading a piece about these guys saying that the sculptor wanted to do them almost like they were a Roman LRDG type unit, which is why they've got loads of like bags and things like that all over them. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to get a chance to put transfers on them. I've got some, but the ones I've got, I feel are just a little bit boring, to be honest. I want my camels to have some funky shield designs, so I'll be hitting up Victrix for those next month, I think. So let's see, the third game, Salamanca time, a 6-turn slog. We have turn 2, there was a large cavalry ball. That's what we like to see. The left of the line pretty much ran to a farm and held there. Well, fair enough. Yeah. Second game was 2v2 with cavalry and infantry brigades per player. That's cool. Brits plus Russians versus French. Very nice. The Russians got mauled heavily, but the Brits blitzed through the French. Oh, the Brits on attack, were they? Oh, okay. Brits destroyed 15. Blimey, Charlie. No. Spookari, I feel like I've missed these for these. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's there's absolutely no backstory or anything. It's just straight into the Romans. No, we're the guys who I did the 100 Days campaign with up in Newcastle way, Morpeth. I'm going up there this weekend, and we're doing something a little bit different. I'm not going to video it. It's just for fun. We're doing some ancients. So it's a good excuse for me to bust out some Imperial Romans that I've had lying around for absolutely ages. But unfortunately, they just need a bit of painting. Now, actually, someone can help me in the chat if they may. The Legion's Eagle, is that gold or is it silver? I assume it would be gold, but I have seen some that were silver. So let me know. At the moment, it's just silver, but I could be tempted to do it gold, which would add maybe a little bit of colour to the proceedings. Now I've just opened up Runefang Steel, which is a very light, very light metal. The idea with this is I'm just going to highlight up this Legionary here, just to have a little bit of contrast on the base. Now most of them I haven't bothered highlighting because ain't nobody got time for that. But because this guy is on parade with the Legatus himself, then Legate, I don't know. I'm also not sure if I should give him a purple stripe on his cloak either. I know they had different stripes depending on their senatorial rank, didn't they? But I don't know what rank a legate would be, to be honest. So for now, he just has a plain white one. This is his campaign cloak. Just paint the top of the shield. Top of that bit there. There he's cuff painted. So there we go. Now, I've got a gold with me. His protrusions, or whatever they're called, down here in front of his groin, they should really be brass. So I might do those with a gold, actually, because I don't have a brass with me. Do have a gold, though. I believe gold. Okie dokie. Let's go gold, then. Couple of questions about the Guard Cavalry. Where do I recommend getting the Chasseurs, Dragoons, and Grenadiers, not even speaking of the Lancers? So I assume we're talking French Guard. Chasseurs, Victrix do those, and they also do the Lancers as well. You can use the Lancers for either the Dutch or the Polish Lancers. So they've got you covered there. Purple was very expensive to produce, absolutely, yeah. This is actually a model of Tiberius. This is one of the limited edition models that they did. But I'm just using him as a legate for now. So, yeah, as I say, I think they had like one stripe was, for argument's sake, a knight. 2 would be like a questor or something like that. 3 would be a tribune. I don't really know the ranks, to be honest. So let's go for some gold then. As I say, it'll add a little bit of colour to proceedings as well. Right, so yeah, Chasseurs and Lancers you can get from Victrix. The Grenadier Cheval, currently they're only available in metal, but you can get them from either Front Rank, they do them, or the Perrys, they do them as well. Mine are from the Perrys, but the Front Rank ones are very nice as well. I think Eagle Miniatures does them as well. You could potentially convert your own by using plastic heads from Victrix and plastic Dragoons. So you could convert your own that way. If you got, for argument's sake, the the middle guard box to make your old guard, then you've got a load of chasseurs of the guard heads left over. So you want to use the chasseur ones because they didn't have the brass plate on them. Does front rank have them in dress uniform? I am not 100% sure, if I'm honest. You'd have to check on that one. Can you explain to me, like I'm 5 years old, what's between a young, middle, old guard beneath for Napoleonic French? I could try. Old guard. It doesn't matter what the period is. They'll be wearing long coats, and they'll have bear skins on. Now the middle guard, they will have bear skins on if you're doing Waterloo. If you're doing any other period, then they'll be wearing shakos. And the young guard will always be wearing shakos. So the young guard are basically just regular French troops, but they have, instead of having the cuffs like they normally do, they have like a V-shaped cuff. That's really the only difference. So if you're doing them in greatcoats, then you can just use regular greatcoat guys, really. Don't overthink it, I don't think. One of the big things would be their shako plates would be an N, but you could get away with the eagle as well. In fact, you're probably best off using the eagle. And that's it, basically, for miniatures wise. The middle guard, would they wear? I think they might wear all blue. Don't quote me on that one, though. Don't quote me that the middle guard wore all blue. I might be confusing them with someone else. But that's basically for Waterloo of 100 days. You can do the middle guard with like a real mixture of headgear. You can give some bearskins, some bicorns, some shakos. You can really mix it up and have quite a fun looking unit with loads of different things. Right now, I said we were going to wash this horse, weren't we? So wash the horse. I finished off the Under Eagles to Glory pack today, and I don't want to give too much away, but I have typed the phrase booty unit more than I thought I ever would, apart from in my email to Beyonce. But apart from that, I have typed booty unit more than I ever have. So there's that to look forward to. Rightio. So I'm using this brown. I was thinking of mixing it with some Zandri, which I may. In fact, I'm not going to mix it with Zandri. I'm going to mix it with a bit of flesh, just to add a little bit more colour to it. I don't want to take all of the. I want to take all of the yellow out of it. That's my concern. Let's see how this looks. I'll start off on this back leg here. Now it's a little dark, but we'll persevere. This is just to bring out some of the detail on these models. As I say, they're not particularly well cast, but let's get the old command group out of the way. They're not particularly well cast, but there is a little bit of detail on them. And around the muzzle where the horse furniture is, what's the word I'm thinking of? The reins, that's the one. Then it'll get a bit more detail in there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that actually. That looks okay. We'll come around this side. Let me tilt the camera up a little bit so we can see. My Grenadiers were a piano collection. Yeah, no, well, fair enough then. To be honest, and you're probably best off just going with the Perrys, just getting the Perry metals. One of the things that you can do is if you have a unit of 12, as an example, or even a unit of 8, you can get eight would be better actually. You can buy a pack or 2 packs of your Grenadier or Cheval from the Perrys, and then you can buy a pack of the Gendarme d'Elite, because they fought alongside them at Waterloo. They did anyway, and they're just, again, it just adds a little bit of difference to the unit. So I'd end up with 6. you've got 8 models to a unit, then I'd have 6 Grenadier Cheval and 2 Gendarme d'Elite. So you can use the third one on like a command base or something like that, and that'll give you a someone who's looking over and making sure that the troops are doing what they're doing. It's particularly good if you're doing a command base for Druo or something like that. Can't imagine Messina had much time for the Gendarme d'Elite. So what have people been working on then? Obviously, Gruesome, you've been having your awesome game. That's really good. I'm glad that you've got that you've thrown some dice, got the table figures on the tabletop. I always find it really gives me a big boost when I manage to do that. So I hope you've had a good time. All right, everyone else, I've been busting out on these Romanids and some Gauls to go with them. I've also been doing a side project. I have finally built the Saturnine commander from the new Horus Heresy box, and good Lord alive, he was a project. His arm is 4 pieces, and that's not including his hand. That's just his arm. So yeah, no, he was not a simple build. Might aim for 1809 campaigning or somewhere in the 3 years afterwards. Fantastic. Yeah, no, well, 1809 is one of my favourite ones. But yeah, there's plenty of hard fighting. After 1809, it quietens down a little bit in Central Europe. But you've still got things like the Russians fighting the Swedes. Or I think the Russians may have fought the Ottomans in that period as well. In fact, I'm 99.9% sure they did. So yeah, I mean, there's still fighting going on. And of course, you can always... the one I've often thought about doing is having a fictional campaign set in the West Indies and having a campaign over there. So you can always do that as well. Just starting on the project of building my Bavarians. Ah, fantastic. Yes, my second favourite of the smaller nations. Although, to be honest, it's a difficult choice to make. If the Poles were not so awesome, then it would be Bavarians. But the Poles just pipped it for me. Let's get there in this camel's no-no zone. There we are. I'm a lot happier about them now. I've got that wash on. I think that really brings out the detail in them a lot better. This shield is still not super thrilled with. Let me. I think what I might do actually is, yes, I think I will. What time are we on? 25 past 6. Okie. So we've got a little bit of time. I think I'm going to put another layer of Militarum green on. So we'll do that, and then I might have a go at freehanding just a very simple design just to get us through the weekend, and then I can get the a proper transfer from Victrix. Converted some Dragoons from Perry's and Victrix plastics. Yeah, of course, yeah. I forgot that the Victrix do Dragoons as well. In fact, I think I've got a bag of them in the cellar. I had an awesome discovery in the cellar today. I found 4 Horus Heresy tanks I didn't know I had. That was nice. I'll say my apology. I had the pleasure of welcoming 2 people to the hobby. One was just a demo, one who played in 2v2 Salamanca, commanding the British Empire. Fantastic. Played a game, Age of Hannibal. That's cool. I'm mating Empire for War Master. Yeah, getting some War Master going on. I've got my Empire waiting for me. I used them a couple of weeks ago to play my... So I gave a friend of mine wanted to play War Master. He took my international competition winning Dark Elves, and I took the Empire against him, and I got absolutely smashed. So, so yeah, it just goes to show that I didn't win the tournament due to my skill and awesomeness, but it was due to the Dark Elves. But no, I mean, I absolutely love the Empire. I can't. Warhammer Empire. How do I love the? Let me count the ways. I've been thinking about getting back into the old world as well, actually. And if I do, then it'll definitely be Empire for that. I've got 3 Empire armies already. I mean, like they're big Empire armies. I don't mess around when it comes to the Empire. So I thought my 4th one, I might do Marienburg, which I can say to myself, look, they're not Empire, are they? They're a separate, like, independent fiefdom. So I won't have 4 Empire armies. I'll still only have the 3. So that's my excuse anyway. That's what I'm sticking to. Right, now, what else did I want to do? There was something. Oh yes, that's why I brought this red paint up. So I mentioned earlier on, and it's something I've only really noticed about these Romans, to be honest, is you can see here in particular. Let me hold it up to the camera. Here in particular, the red is quite vibrant, but the white is shining through underneath it, and it means that it doesn't quite have the redness that I would hope. It doesn't really stick out from the flesh that much, weirdly. So I'm just going to do a quick highlight on the red here. I think I overdid I think I might have overdone the dulling on the shield as well. So pop a little bit more on there as well, just to make that pop. Just blend that in. There we go. That's good. He's getting there. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go to this. What is he? He's not a Vexilia. What is he? He's an Aquilion or something, isn't he? He's the eagle bearer, this guy. Top of his sleeve there. Just add a bit more red on. Oh yeah, I think a big dog's just turned up by the sound of it. There we go. Now this leather strap here. I don't think I brought the leather up with me, but I might give that just a quick go over as well. Let me use I'll use Gore Grunter on that, I think. I was going to do it white, but I think Garfield. Well, maybe he took the Legate's lasagna. So I mean, he's Italian after all, isn't he? So now let's get this strap here done. I want to be careful using this Gorgon's fur too much, because it'll look like it's made out of his horse's mane. Luckily, I think there's some detail in the middle, so that will yeah. I'm just going to highlight his gold breastplate as well. Garfield. That's it. Just that little dibble there, I think. And there's the silver. Want an absolutely tiny amount of silver. Just that's too much. Blend that into the gold. There we are. It could be back plus, yeah. Well, to be honest, like you get enough bear skins for everyone, and I don't know where they've all gone. So I had to use the lion. You're supposed to save that for the Praetorians, but I'm missing like 4 or 5 bear skins. I think I must have. I think I must put them to one side and forgotten about it. Do I know what armies I'll be facing? Sort of, yes. We are marching to the east. We've headed past Petra, and we are going on to take on, I believe it's the Seleucids. Is that right, Richie? So really, I should be using. They shouldn't have the Lorica Segmentata. They should be in the Lorica Hamata. But yeah, I mean, who wants Lorica Hamata? That's just lame. If you can do that, I'm going to stick with my Republicans. So that's why I went for the Hamata. Also, there's more artillery with guys in Lorica Hamata as well. So that's the Segmentata. Sorry. So that's why I went for those ones. Although Warlord do a very nice onager that you can do in either Imperial Rome or late Caesarian. I saw a comment earlier on as well, which asked me if I knew about the Polo and Varenus models. I don't think is it Polo and Varenus, or is it the ones from the Simon Scarrow books? Either way, they are nice. The problem is, though, these Victrix ones, the Warlord figures are very small compared to them. The Seleucids were one of so Seleucus was one of Alexander's generals, and when he died, he was given the area that's basically Persia. So his army consists of phalangites, as you would expect from Alexander, but also it's got a really nice eastern flavour to it as well. So we'll have cataphracts and side chariots. Probably more archers than you would expect from an Alexandrian army. And yeah, as I say, more cavalry, particularly shock cavalry, which you don't really see much of in the classical world, mainly because of the lack of stirrups. So I've got two small units of Roman cavalry, which are not going to be able to do much against. Not going to be able to do much against cataphracts, I wouldn't have thought. And I've got the camels because I have a disturbing obsession with camels. So yeah. Isn't Warlord Miniatures smaller? And yeah, they are quite a lot smaller. These it's difficult because the Victrix ones are absolutely humongous as well. So it's not just that the Warlord ones are smaller, which they are. They're more 25mm, to be honest. But it's also that the Victrix ones are more 32mm. So it's unfortunately it's a little bit of a that they mix. They sort of fall between the two stools, really. Now, compared to the Perrys for their Napoleonics, they are about the same size as the Perrys. You can mix them in fairly reasonably. You can mix them in units, and you wouldn't know the difference. So yeah, no, it's only when it comes to the Victrix that they're absolutely massive. And even within Victrix, some of their it was Polo, was it? Right, okay, fair enough. And even within the range, there are some models that are questionably sized. So, for instance, this is another model I want to try and get finished. Come here. Is this guy now? He needs quite a lot more work doing to him. So this is going to be a legate for the cavalry. Now he is absolutely huge compared to that horse. I mean, is there a tape measure up here? Let me see. There's got to be a tape measure somewhere, surely. Yes, here's one. So remembering that he is bow-legged, although his toes are pointing down, so I guess that gives him a little bit of extra height. Hello, Grim. So he is from tippy toes to the eyes. Let me do it. Actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna still have to do it that way, aren't I? So he is. I'll do it from he's the bottom of his ankle. So he is 32 mil there. If we do it this side, it'd be easier, right? So you can see that he is clearly not 28. Well, I don't know actually. No, he's definitely 30 mil, that guy. And that's from his that's from the bottom of his foot. Now the horse, from the withers to the top of his bum, is 23 millimeters. Now I know old horses were a lot smaller back then. You know, this is not a destrier. This is just like a Latin pony, but they were bigger than dogs. So yeah, no, he is ridiculously huge compared to that horse. I will say though, he is a lovely model. He is very, very nice. The Attic helmet that they've given him, in particular, is very, very nice. It turns out I know a lot more about Romans than I thought I did. It was Pullo, yeah, that's cool. Pullo and was it Varenus? I think was the other one. I was going to start watching Rome while I was painting them, and I was like, oh, I'll stick Rome on. I was just about to do it, and I thought, no, I'll put Spartacus Blood and Sand on instead. So I've been watching Spartacus Blood and Sand again, which is just, it's just so good. So good. Spoiler alert, Barker has just been triple crossed. So that was quite sad actually, watching it again, because I saw it years ago. I can't remember all the twists and turns of it. I remembered the guy who's like hobbling around. I remember not liking him as a character. Obviously, he's the but I couldn't remember why, and that was one of the reasons. His face is very pale. Now, this is usually what happens when you paint with the contrast paint over white. Now, I definitely didn't do that, so I'm not sure why his face is so pale. But I'll give him a bit of a brown wash. Hopefully that'll... in fact, I won't. I will. I've got the flesh up here. I'll give him another go at that. Hi all, love the Minor Nations video. Thank you, Julian. Yeah, I enjoyed doing it actually. I really like the top 5 videos because they're a bit of fun. It's caused a lot of controversy about what constitutes a minor nation and what doesn't. So I think I might have to do a video explaining my my methodology on that at some point. But basically, it'd be, are they capable of sustaining independent campaigns? And that's where I think Spain just sneaks in, and someone like Bavaria, whose fighting prowess was almost certainly better than that of Spain, and same with Italy. They don't quite make it. Now that may not be their fault. That might be that their CNC Napoleon wouldn't let them. So there is certainly that. But you want to wish for more plastics by companies? Yeah, absolutely. I did a video a few years ago actually on the plastic sets we need now, and some of them have come out. Some of them haven't. The metal sets from the Perrys about the Vendée and stuff like that were a big surprise. But and their gorillas for that matter as well. But yeah, no, I might have to revisit that video. We still haven't got mid-war light infantry though, and that for me is the big one. If we can get officers with the light cavalry boots on, and the weird cuffs, even if you could, I mean, the Young Guard in plastic would be really good as well, because she does 8 battalions of them. So who wants to buy 8 battalions in metal? Not my bank manager, that's for sure. Here we go. Get his old. So yes, Richie, if you're still here, because I have been watching Gladiator, because I've been watching Spartacus, expect much talking like the characters in that program. I just realised I've been washing the thing with flesh, haven't I thought this was Agrax. Oh well, never mind. It seems to have worked. There we go. I've not got any on the horse. That's the crucial part. I tell you what, as well, this dude, he has not missed Shoulders Day. He is a big lad. 8 battalions of Old Guard. Oh yeah. 8 battalions of Old Guard's more than legitimate. But Young Guard, no, I don't think so. Who wants to do all that many Young Guard? Now, what I'm going to do with this guy is I am going. Yeah, that would have been better, Gladiators, to be honest. General Dan took his kids because they filmed that in Sheffield, and General Dan took his kids to see the filming of it. Apparently, they loved it, so that's really good. Would the Dutch Belgians have been a minor nation? Yes, they would have been. In fact, I would suggest they're probably below a minor nation. The reason being because until the 100 Days, they didn't really have their own distinct regiments. You might have had regiments in the French army that were, made up of Dutch Belgians, to predominantly, but they didn't have, it wasn't like, say, the Irish regiment. They didn't have their own separate regiment. You know what? I'm not even going to try that here. Not even going to do it. So this sash here, that needs to be a purple, really. But I think I'll do it red. I think I will do... Actually, no, I've got a burgundy. I shall do it burgundy. Not quite purple. So I think for my Old Guard, the first regiment could be in parade uniform, second in greatcoats. That's a really good. That's a really good way of doing it. Yeah, I really like the Old Guard at rest that the Perrys do. I've got more Old Guard battalions than I will ever need, and I've already painted one for the Italians as well. But if I ever need another one, yeah, it'll be the Old Guard at rest. Just grognarding it around. I've only just noticed how much burgundy is actually already on this model. Oh well. I've also noticed that I shouldn't use this brush either. Now, because his tassets and his little skirt are white, I am absolutely terrified of getting some paint on it. Yeah, the Middle Guard did pretty much wear the same uniform as the Old Guard Grenadiers. I think there's some... I would be surprised if they had long tailcoats. I think they probably would have had the shorter Bardin uniforms, so the ones that were introduced in 1812. Now, the Old Guard, they kept their long tails, but the reason they got rid of them for everyone else is because they were more expensive and not difficult, but more time consuming to make. So when you're trying to kit out the Army of the North in double quick time, I would imagine that they had the shorter coats, to be honest. So that done. That's a winner. Winner chicken dinner. Now, do I do his plume with this burgundy as well? I wonder. No, I'm going to leave it white for now, and I can always revisit it in the. But I can and will call him Burgundius. That's very good. Yeah. He's the Roman proconsul for Burgundy, obviously. Burgundius, very good. What regiment is he painting? Well, these are the what legion did I do them as in the end? I can't remember. I think they are they're one of the twin legions. I think they're the 12th. I've got a T-shirt with them on, so that was the one I decided to go for. I think it's the 12th, the 12th Gemini. Just slap a little bit more on there. Get the old eagle done. See, they're all eagles, man. It's all under eagles to glory. That's the important thing. As long as they've got their eagle, then I'm happy to paint them. I have to do Skanderbeg next. He's got a two-headed eagle. I think I rely on piano for my dress uniform ones and take a box of Victrix Grenadiers and Chasseurs to make the seconds. I don't blame you. However, remember, Gruesome Dread, this is my super mega awesome top tip. Do not buy the box of Old Guard or Grenadiers or Chasseurs. Buy a box of Middle Guard, because you get 2 sprues of Old Guard, 2 sprues of Chasseurs, and all the Shakos to go around. So it's like you get the 2 units in one. So yeah, don't buy Old Guard or Chasseurs or Grenadiers. Buy the Middle Guard box set from Victrix. There's my super top tip. If you take nothing else away from this video, then take that. Now for my final trick, what we got? We got 10 minutes left. Now the reason I left these to last is because I didn't want this video demonetized by YouTube for male nudity. You'll be pleased to know that it's not going to be me. I can't think of I can't think of anything worse. But I do have some Gauls who need their spears painting. So here we go. And here we go. And some of these spears have been snapped off. So that's fun. So these are the Gauls that I've been getting ready to go. The vast majority of them are painted. All it needs doing is the spear shafts need doing. So I decided that I was going to get the naked Gauls because they are much quicker to paint than dudes with clothes on. So there you go. I make no apologies. And here we go. This guy's hair needs doing. He's obviously seen something very scary. So he can have black hair. The other one I'll do with Gore-grunter hair, I think. I've tried to keep the hair on these Gauls quite light because at the time, ethnically, they would have been reasonably pale, I think. Like hair-wise, anyway. So I've tried to do a bit of sort of painting storytelling with them. So as you can see, most of them are blonde or brown haired. As long as it's absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's this guy. The back of that guy's spear snapped off, which is annoying. But now it makes him look like he's using an assegai, which is pretty cool. So I'm not. Put it this way: if the Zulu chants are good enough for what's his name, Ridley Scott at the start of the start of Gladiator, then it's good enough for my boys to be running around with assegais. So why not? I should paint him as a Zulu, shouldn't I? I should be like, yeah, a bit like that Morcar guy in the 1066 program. I've just noticed that I've not done. One thing that I haven't done with these guys, and it's something that I can go back to, is the rims of the shields haven't been done. Now that will irk me, but unfortunately, it's one of those things that it's just going to have to be. Wouldn't their hair be lime washed? It would, yes. Well, the Britons lime washed their hair. Now I don't know if that was a Gallic thing in general, or if it was just a British thing. I think it was just the Brits that did that. But But certainly don't quote me on it. I'm no barbarian expert. So pretty sure yours with that. No, I can imagine not. Although to be fair, we've got a South African at our work. She probably would. She probably would appreciate it. Now this flag, well, the sort of pole, I've done quite extreme facing forward, and that's so they go in the box easier. So this is something that's sometimes worth thinking about when you're doing your standard bearers and things for Napoleonics. Sometimes it might be worth cutting them down a little bit if it's going to mean that they don't go in the box, because invariably it's going to be like 2 millimeters or something like that that stops them going in the box. So if it means you have to cut the spear points off the end of the flags or something like that, then I say just go for it. You're much better doing that than you are damaging the whole model. I tried for lasted one episode. Yeah, no, it was not good, unfortunately, and it's a shame because Vikings are my next project. Vikings, and it was either going to be Anglo-Saxons or Normans. I think it's probably going to be Normans, because I shall do them as a mixture of Normans, Spanish, First Crusade, all that good stuff. So there we go. So they're done. I'm pretty happy with them. Now, as you can see, something that Norse for War Master. Oh yeah, no, I could do. Yeah, do not tempt me. Yeah, because Cromarty Forge do Undead Norse as well. They're absolutely awesome. It's classic BBC. Well, yes, unfortunately, yes. Morcar was not from Nigeria, as far as I'm aware. Now, as you can see, I've got these bases here. Now, this is going to be the last thing I talk about before I go. You can see the edges of the bases. They are jagged. Now, these are from Big Red Bat bases, who do bases for to the strongest, is what these are designed for, really. But I really like them for ancients. For Napoleonics, I prefer the straighter edges. But for sort of, you know, pre gunpowder, I've really gone heavy on these bases here. And that's because they blend into the table a lot better. They're particularly good if you're using a like a play mat, you know, like from cigar box mats or something like that. I really like them. I'm all in on these bases. Apparently, you can only use the word Norse for Norwegians. All right, okay, fair enough. What about the Danish Vikings then? Because that's what the Richardsons were. They were from Denmark. So. Well, I mean, it had James Norton in. I quite like him. He was very good in War and Peace. And Nikolai Coster-Waldau was one of the best things about Game of Thrones. So I did give it a shot, but yeah, it wasn't great. I watched a thing with Indira Varma, who was also in Game of Thrones, on instead, and that was well, I won't say it was better. It was different anyway. So I heard that Denmark was more organised than the Norwegians. Well, you know, I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it? You know, I am known for my excellent organisational skills. So, so yeah, I can totally believe that. So that's it. That's what I wanted to get done today. Really, we've gone for the Legatus. He's got a bit more. He's got a bit more funky, so that's good. The camels still need quite a bit of work doing on them, but I'm not sure I've brought the paints up with me to get that done, to be honest. And I've got the spears on the Gauls done, so I'm happy with them. So that's all I was after today, really. I've got the metal open, so I've got something over here. This is for an upcoming channel video. Has it been undercoated? No, it's not been undercoated yet, so I won't be doing anything on that. But yeah, so that's it. I can kick back and chill out a little bit. Those are some weird camels. Well, what's wrong with those camels? There's nothing wrong with them. let me get these out of the way. We'll have a closer inspection. Yeah, I don't know. I think they look pretty cool. Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing a little design on the shield, wasn't I? I don't have a red. Oh, I don't have a yellow with me. I've got a red, but no yellow, unfortunately. So I might give that one a miss. But what I will do while I'm here is he's got a big like blanket roll on his back. So let's get that painted with. Actually, this is what the bit is. I can use burgundy for this. Old Burgundius has been visiting. In fact, no, I won't, because he's got a red cloth or saddle cloth already. So I'll do dark blue on him. Where are we? Oh, you don't want to get your camels and your horses mixed up. That's how you end up with horses running around your camp, because they don't like those stinky camels. Yeah, when I was in Egypt, they tried to they kept saying, "No, camel, right?" I'm too fat for camels, bless them. I remember seeing a video of 2 women on 1 camel. The poor old camel was screaming trying to stand up. And I didn't want that to happen to the poor old camel that I was inflicting myself on. Well, to be fair, I'm sure a camel can carry weight even heavier than me. People riding camels always look very silly. You know what, mate? I am not touching that joke. I am going to leave that joke. I'm going to leave that joke where it is. I'm going to create a quarantine zone around it, and I'm going to leave that one. Yeah, I'm not touching that one. Nice try, Starmer. Nice try. With your rocket camel, absolutely, yeah. There is a model that's done by Black Hussar Miniatures for their Persian army, and it's a camel who's like sat down, and he's got a 2-pounder cannon like on a little frame that's on his hump. He is absolutely awesome. And when I order from Black Hussar Miniatures, which I'm hoping to do when their dice are back in stock, that is absolutely the first thing that's going in the cart. That and the dice. Camels are very stubborn. Yes, they really are. It's kind of why I like them. They got personality. They do stink though. That is true. So there we are. That's his blanket roll done. Well, that's it. It's just like, yeah, it's like self-propelled artillery, man. Well, there we go. I think that's going to be us done. Now, I might take a couple of pictures at the weekend. I'm not going to film it though, as I say. It's just going to be a weekend away with the lads. But yeah, I might take a couple of pictures. I'm going to quickly do the rim of this shield here. He is a standard bearer after all. I've really enjoyed doing this project. It's been a nice change from the Napoleonics. Much easier to paint, much quicker to paint. Yeah, it's been nice to do something that's... the Ancients are another really great love of mine. And I don't play Ancients enough. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I may end up having to finish these off on Friday because I'm playing Cthulhu Death May Die tomorrow. My brother has decided that he's coming around, so he's going to bring that with him. So yeah, this could end up being a final thing. Trade your girlfriend for more camels. Yeah, you know what I did when we were in Turkey. I pretended to do that. It was. She did not find it funny. I thought it was hilarious. She did not. Can we get a whole collection overview at some point? Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll take a photo when I get them out on Saturday. It's not that many. I've only got 4 cohorts of Imperial Romans done. I was hoping to get a 5th one, but they didn't arrive in time. And I've got 2 units of. We're just going for fairly small units of. I've missed that guy's spear, haven't I? We're going for fairly small units of 16, as you can see. Realistically, I'd have liked 24s, but also realistically, I'm really glad it's only 16s, because then I'd have even fewer troops. So while I may add another base of 8 to each of my units going forward, but at the moment, yeah, they're just units of 16, which is more than enough for now, I think. This guy is just full. There is absolutely zero performance anxiety on this guy. He's just running straight out. He's loving it. It's obviously cold in those Gaulish mountains, though. I have actually got some spare ones of these that I have turned into Viking Berserkers. So looking forward to those. Are there a company that sells Kingdom of Holland troops? Not that I know of, to be honest. No. Will be fun to see what your draws hide and the extent of your art. Oh my good lord alive! You don't want to know, mate. I tell you. No, you really do not want to know. It's obscene the amount of figures I have. Yes, no. I mean, I guess it's a vicarious thing, but no. I mean, I'm looking around at the moment. I can see. What else can I see? I've got some challengers over there for Team Yankee. I've got a Tomb Scorpion and Elspeth von Draken on Carmine Dragon over there. I got a Jaguar fighter and a MiG. Well, it's you don't want to know, but yes, I'm going to draw it to a close there, guys. Thank you very much for being with me and stopping me from wanting to self-delete with all these ancients that I've been doing. I'm doing 30 Years' War as a break from French Napoleonics. I recommend, and nice uniforms, more fun than I thought. You know what? So General Dad, he is a big 20 mil guy, and many years ago he bought the Revel 30 Years War figures, and honestly, I think they are. Yes, of course they do. Perry do Kingdom of Holland, and I think the Revel 20 mil 30 Years War figures are some of the best models I think I've ever seen. Certainly for the time. Even now they stand up. They're really, really nice. Check them out. But yes, thank you very much for joining me. I am going to have to shoot off, I'm afraid. But it's been fun. I will get a picture up of the army at the weekend. There will be a video. I'm away for the weekend, but I've already pre-recorded something. So there will be a video. And I'll see you guys later. Cheers.